At Itawamba Community College, your education is our priority. With a 20-to-1 student-teacher ratio, you will get the help that you need from your instructors. With 3 locations in Fulton, Tupelo, and Belden, ICC offers classes that will prepare you to enter almost any job field of your choice. Apply online today at apply.iccms.edu and come be a part of our ICC family. Itawamba Community College, the best start here.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, out to game 2. And Fink is going to start things off with a bunt, kind of a surprise bunt on the Indians, and legged one out there. We'll give you the starting lineups here. And so Fink takes the first pitch of the game and lays down a bunt, and will reach there. Austin King getting the start here in game 2. On the hill, we'll give you the starting lineups here in a moment. Is that pitch high for a ball? Austin King getting the start. We'll give you the lineup here for the Indians. Krieger at third base, Lancaster in center field, Sedale in left field, Hall is catching, Palmer is first base, Carter's DHing, Coker shortstop, Domino in right field, and Ellis is at second base for the Indians. Fink goes. Throw down is not going to be in time. And for the third time today, Fink has stolen a base. He is trouble when he gets on the base pass. 2-0 is the count here on Rich, the second baseman. Your lineup here for Snead in game 2. Fink, center fielder. Rich, the second baseman. Floyd in right field. Stearns is the first baseman. Self, the DH. Bobo, the third baseman. There's a line shot out to center field. A little bit more tricky than most people would think right now as the sun is setting. And so that makes it a little more difficult than normal.
Number 24, Caleb Floyd.
This is Caleb Floyd, the right fielder, coming to bat. To finish up that lineup, Lockridge is catching. Hartsfield's the shortstop. Sanderson is in left field. And Shiflett will be pitching for the Parsons here in game 2. You're starting to see the sun set and the shadows stretch across the field here. As that pitch across for a strike. So 0-1 is the count. If you're just now joining us, the Indians picked up a 3-2 win in the first game of the day. King steps off after looking the runner back. We'll try to get you updated on that softball game as runner's going to go to third. Ball in the dirt. And that kid's got plenty of speed over there at third base. This pitch is popped up. It's in foul territory. Going to give chase, but run out of room. Gets out of play. 1-2 now is the count. Well, the softball team dropped a 5-2 decision in the first game of the day against Jackson State. That game will be firing up again in about 30 minutes over on the blue channel. If you're just now joining us on the red channel, ICC baseball wins the first game over Snead 3-2. 1-2 is the count now. And there's strike 3. Beautiful pitch there. Got him looking at that one. A Renaissance Bank strikeout, the first of the game.
Number 7, the first baseman, Clay Stearns.
And now this will be Stearns, the first baseman, coming to the plate with 2 outs. What a big-time strikeout there for Austin King. So with 2 away now, King trying to get out of this inning with no damage done. Pitch missing low for a ball. Stearns, the first baseman, digging in here. Runner at third with 2 outs. This ball lifted, center fielder drifting back. He's going to camp underneath it and squeezes it for the putout. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base here in the top of the first. We're going to take a break and come back with the bottom half of the inning. Due up from the Indians, Krieger, Lancaster, and Sedale. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this.
At Itawamba Community College, your education is our priority. With a 20-to-1 student-teacher ratio, you will get the help that you need from your instructors. With 3 locations in Fulton, Tupelo, and Belden, ICC offers classes that will prepare you to enter almost any job field of your choice. Apply online today at apply.iccms.edu and come be a part of our ICC family. Itawamba Community College, the best start here.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
And welcome back to action, ladies and gentlemen. Adam Gore here. We move to the bottom of the first inning. ICC and Snead State here. For ICC, it'll be Krieger, Lancaster, and Sedale due up.
Out to bat for the Indians, number 15, Kyle Krieger.
So Krieger will lead things off here. That first pitch missing for a ball. As Krieger fouls this one off out of play. That one goes for a strike. So 2-1 is the count here on Krieger. There's a shot. Second baseman's going to try to get over to it. Backhands, throws across the way, and gets it. Nice play over at second. So that was a ground ball, put out 4-3 for those of you scoring at home.
Now to bat for the Indians, number 10, Jackson Lancaster.
So this is Jackson Lancaster. Takes that first pitch for a strike. Lancaster 3 for 3 with a walk in the first game of the day. Looks at that pitch inside for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. There's going to be a flare, and it's going to drop for extra bases. Lancaster staying hot, and he is going to get a stand-up double.
This broadcast of ICC
Now to bat for the Indians, number 18, LeBryant Sedale.
So Sedale will come to the plate now. I don't know what happened to the replay there. It played a commercial instead of the replay. So I apologize for that. That pitch looked a little low, but called a strike. Shows bunt, throws down to third in time. Oh, nice shot that time. Is that pitch called a strike? There's going to be a little flare. Second baseman couldn't find it. Shortstop going to come over. Not in time. Good hustle. As LB slid in. Second baseman just couldn't find it. As we said, sun is directly in his eyes, so that's going to be a hit for Siddell with 2 outs in the inning.
Now to bat for the Indians catcher, number 8, Jacob Hall.
And so this is going to be Hall. The catcher snap throw to first is not in time. So 2 away for Hall. See if the Indians can come up with some clutch 2-out hits, much like they did in the first game of the day. That pitch across for a strike. Hall looks at that one, low for a ball, evens the count now at 1-1. 3-2 ICC wins game 1. Just now getting started here, bottom of the first of game 2. So far we're scoreless, 2 outs, and a runner on first here for the Indians. That pitch high for a ball, 2-1 now is the count. So waiting the 2-1 offer. Low. 3-1 now is the count. So waiting the 3-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Healthy chop that time by Hall. Came up empty. And now the count goes full at 3-2. Hall looks at that one low for a ball. So now with runners on first and second with 2 outs. So runners on first and second now. And this is going to be Palmer, the first baseman, at the plate here for the Indians. Palmer looks at that pitch, low for a ball. Well, the Indians were able to plate 1 in the first inning. This pitch fouled back, evens up the count now at 1-1. So 1-1 is the count. 2 outs. Runners on first and second here for the Indians. Bottom of the first. Game 2 between ICC and Snead. That pitch inside, 2-1 now is the count. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners on first and second here, scoreless in the bottom of the first. That pitch gets away. Runners will advance. And so 3-1 now is the count, 2 outs. Runners on second and third after that wild pitch. And there's a walk. Bases loaded again for the Indians. And this is going to be Carter, the DH, coming to the plate for the Indians.
Now for the Indians, number 5, Colin Carter.
So 2 away here. Bases loaded for the Indians. Carter takes a healthy chop at that one. Swings and misses for strike 1. Well, the sun is out, so anything to the right side of the field could be trouble for the Parsons. A base hit would be huge here for the Indians. ICC had bases loaded in the first inning of the first game, only could come away with 1 run. Trying to see if they can cash in here in game 2 early here. Bottom of the first, still scoreless. Carter rips one right up the middle. That's going to score 1. Now make it 2. They're going to throw it to third, and it's not going to be in time. The ball's going to get away. They're going to see if he's going to try to score. No, he's just going to trot back to third in time, and that is going to be a big-time hit there for Carter. He gets a single advance to second on the throw to third. But 2 RBIs for Carter. Let's go back and look at that one on the Little Caesars instant replay. Big time clutch hit there. And the Indians take a 2-0 lead.
Out for the Indians, number 13, shortstop, Brett Coker.
So now this is going to bring Coker to the plate. Still 2 outs. And the Indians have runners on second and third after that big time hit there from Carter. Coker, the shortstop, batting in the 7th spot here for the Indians. Looks at that first pitch, low for a ball. Coker were to reach, then Domino, the right fielder, would be up next for the Indians. Pitch in the dirt, blocked up nicely by Lockridge. Well, that's kind of set up the Indians. They were able to advance in scoring position with a wild pitch and a walk to Palmer, loaded the bases. Palmer's over at third right now, and then it was a single right back up the middle by Carter as he was able to advance to second on the throw. And there's a shot. This is going to be down. Could this be a 2-run hit? I believe it will be. And the Indians coming up once again with clutch 2-out hits. A 2-run single there for Coker. And the Indians lead it now 4-0. Big time play there for the Indians, coming up big
Now for the Indians,
with 2 outs in the inning.
Lane Domino.
And so now this is going to be Lane Domino coming to the plate. Domino playing in right field, batting in the 8th spot. 2 outs and a runner at first. That's Coker. Domino looks at that one low for a ball. Come in and talk to his pitcher is the shortstop, Hartsfield. So the Indians lead it 4-0. Runner over at first base. There's 2 outs in the inning. 1-0 is the count here on right fielder Domino. Indians trying to open the season with a sweep of Snead State. Off to a pretty good start here, leading 4-0. In the bottom of the first. Snapped over to first, not in time as Coker dives back safely. That pitch, ooh, must have been a little too low for the umpire's liking. 2-0 now is the count to Domino. Fake the throw to first. This one fouled off. 2-1 now goes the count here to Domino. If Domino were to reach, then it would be second baseman Ellis up next for the Indians. So waiting the 2-1 offering here. Pitch on its way. There's a flare. Second baseman's going to be able to get to it. Throw over is in time. Score it 4-3 to put out Domino to end the inning. But the Indians get 4 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We've played 1. ICC leads it 4-0. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Student involvement is a top priority here at Itawamba Community College.
If you want to be involved with student government, then the Student Government Association is the place for you.
If you have a stellar GPA, then Phi Theta Kappa is for you.
If you're interested in the diverse culture of our campus population, then the Diversity Club is for you.
If you're interested in leadership and service, then Indian Delegation is for you.
If you're majoring in computer programming or computer networking, then CPNA, the Computer Programming Networking Association, is for you.
If you're interested in good conversations and free lunch on Thursdays, then the Wesley Foundation is for you.
Our health science programs also have specific organizations for those majors.
Student Activities is excited to bring you new opportunities here at the ICC Tupelo campus.
Whatever your passion may be, we have a place for you.
This video is brought to you by Phi Theta Kappa, Beta Chi Sigma, Tupelo campus.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
And welcome back now as we move to the top of the second inning. Austin King will take the hill, and Cooper Self, the DH, will be at the plate. This pitch fouled off. He's in the count now at 1-1. One pitch coming. Oh, just missing. High. Good looking pitch that time from Austin. Just a little bit too high ball. 2-1 now is the count. And that one, ooh, paints the corner the way the umpire turned like he was about to call it a strike, but instead called it a ball. 3-1 now goes the count here to the DH Self. So 3-1 and loses him. Walks him. A leadoff walk to Self.
The third baseman, Jacob Bobo.
So now the third baseman, Jacob Bobo, at the plate with no outs and a runner on first. So 4-0 is the lead here in favor of the Indians. That pitch finds the strike zone for a strike. 0-1 now is the count. Bobo, the third baseman, then Lockridge, the catcher, is on deck. Throw over to first. No real issue there. So 0-1 is the count. No outs, runners at first. King gets set to deliver. That one missing just low. Couldn't get him to chase one. And evens up the count now at 1-1. Well, as the sun sets, the temperature will continue to drop here, and so that makes me happy that we're inside. Because it's a little chilly out there, folks. Yeah, as they say, barely inside. This pitch is popped up. Trouble, but the shortstop going to camp underneath it. Thought it might have had a chance to drift a little bit further back, but instead just turns into a little routine play there for Coker for the first out of the inning.
Now number 16, catcher Jai Lockridge.
So now with one away and a runner at first base, Lockridge, the catcher, batting in the number 7 spot, will dig in for the Parsons. Good-looking pitch that time from King. Called a strike. 0-1 now. The count with one out. Hartsfield, the shortstop, is on deck. Indians would love to turn 2 here and get out of this inning quickly. See if they can get those bats back to the plate. They sent 8 to the dish in the bottom of the first, scored 4. Nice job that time by Hall to block that one up and keep the runner over at first base. As we said, Snead State likes to put some pressure on you when they got runners on the bases. Hall did a good job of keeping the ball in front of him and keeping the runner over at first. So 1-1 is the count with one out. And ouch. Lockridge going to wear one there as he will head down to first base. So now that will bring up Hartsfield.
Snead State number 2, the shortstop, Joseph Hartsfield.
Hartsfield, the number 8 batter. There's one away. Runners on first and second now here for Snead State. If you're just now joining us, the Indians picked up a 3-2 win in the first game of the day. Snead rallied with 2 runs in the 6th as that pitch across for a strike, but Krieger closed the door on the rally to pick up the save in the opening game of the season for the Indians. Jackson Lancaster 3 for 3 with a walk. Krieger scored all 3 runs for the Indians in that game. Pitch in the dirt. Once again, blocked up pretty well that time by Hall. 1-1 now is the count. Lights are on here at the ballpark as once that sun starts setting over the waterway, it tends to set in a hurry. So waiting the 1-1 offering. Oh, good-looking pitch, but a little low for a ball. 2-1 now is the count here to Hartsfield, the shortstop. Sanderson, the left fielder, is up on deck. If he's able to get there, then we'll move back to the top of the lineup in the speedy Fink. There's a grounder right back up the middle. Oh, shortstop had it, lost it, but was able to tag the runner. So the Indians able to find an out in that situation. So that technically is going to turn into a fielder's choice for Hartsfield, although it looked like it was going to be a double play opportunity for the Indians. So now with 2 away, this will bring up Sanderson, the left fielder, to the plate. Indians have had a couple of chances to take to turn 2. Just haven't been able to do so. There's a fastball. No idea where that one missed. As apparently that one may be a little too high for the umpire's liking. 1-0 is the count. King will step off and they'll go right back through their signals one more time. I'm going to set up the defensive play here for the Indians. Runners on the corners with 2 away. Top of the second. ICC with a 4-0 lead. King now getting set to deliver. This pitch foul back out of play. 1-1 now will go the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away. Runners on the corners here for Snead State. They trail 4-0 here in the top of the second. Fastball got him looking at strike 2. King thought that was strike 3, and by King's reaction, I thought it was 2. So we've seen a little bit of everything today. We saw the umpire try to ring somebody up on strike 1. King thought that was strike 3 when it was strike 2. So now maybe we'll get that strike 3 here. for Austin King. Grounder right back up the middle. King knocks it down. Going to have to hurry. Throw over to first is in time. Great job that time by King just to stay with the ball, as that was a tough play. Kind of had to defend himself as it was popping back up towards his knee. Was able to gather himself, throw it over to first in time. So we'll move to the bottom of the second inning. ICC leading it 4-0. We'll be back with more right after this.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you wherever you go. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC.
The longer a person has diabetes, the more likely they are to develop diabetic retinopathy. If left untreated, diabetic retinopathy can lead to blindness. That's why it's important for diabetics to have a comprehensive eye examination with dilation once a year. I'm Dr. Laurie Cagle of Cagle Eye Center in Fulton. We offer comprehensive eye exams to provide diagnosis and treatment of various eye diseases. Browse our large selection of frames available in prescription and non-prescription. Call to schedule your appointment today at Cagle Eye Center in Fulton.
And welcome back now as we move to the bottom of the second inning. Braden Ellis to lead things off for the Indians. Pops up the first pitch he sees. It gets back and out of play for a strike. Be the 9-1-2 batters due up here for the Indians. Ellis, Krieger, and Lancaster. ICC got a pair of two-run singles in the bottom of the first. Carter and Coker came up in the clutch. Help the Indians jump out to this 4-0 advantage in Game 2. Indians won the first game of the day, 3-2, trying to get that sweep to open the season here. This pitch, foul back, out of play, and that'll be strike two. 1-2 now is the count here on the second baseman, Ellis. Krieger is on deck for the Indians. So 1-2 is the count here to Ellis. Nearly hit by the pitch there. Misses him. Now the count evens up at 2-2. Busy day on campus. Softball. We also got a band event going on campus today. And there's strike three. Good looking curveball there as Ellis goes down looking at that. That's a Renaissance Bank strikeout, the first of the day for Shefflett. So now we go back to the top of the lineup here with Krieger.
Now
so one away.
15, Kyle Krieger.
As Krieger will dig in. Krieger grounded out to second in his first at bat of the game. Stands in, takes that first pitch for a strike. Krieger came in, closed the door on the Parsons rally in the first game of the day. And fouls that one off, and that one came off his foot. And that hurts. As Krieger will step out of the box and try to shake that one off. Coach Collier going to tell him to come out and try to just walk a little bit, see if you can get some blood flowing back in that leg. Cold day like today, things tend to sting a little bit extra. And so now Krieger finds himself in an 0-2 hole with one out and nobody on here, bottom of the second. Krieger fouls this one well out of play. So he'll stay alive here at 0-2. So 0-2 is the count. One out, nobody on here, bottom of the second for the Indians. Krieger, that one jammed him, and guess what? That one came off his foot again. Well, it's a good thing I'm not at the bat right now. You probably would have heard a ooh from the crowd because hitting myself twice might have drew a little bit of foul language from me. So 0-2 stays the count with 1 out. Krieger trying to battle through here, see if he can earn a base hit. That pitch well outside and high. 1-2 now is the count. Remind you, if you're looking for the softball game, it'll probably be coming up here shortly over on the Blue Channel. Lady Indians trying to earn a split this afternoon. There's a shot right back up the middle. And that one actually came off the foot of the pitcher. So score that one 1-4-3 on the putout of Krieger. So everybody got hit, the batter and the pitcher. I think the pitcher said he kind of just went with it, maybe came off the back of his foot.
Number 10, Jackson Lancaster.
And so with that, now brings up Jackson Lancaster. Lancaster doubled his last time up, was caught trying to steal third. And now he's going to hit a little slow roller here. Third baseman's going to have to come up and hurry. Throw over is not in time. Lancaster, when it goes your way, it goes your way. He was able to leg that one out for a base hit. Showing off that speed over there. And so
Indians left fielder number 18,
that is Lancaster's 5th hit and 6 at-bats today. He is 5 for 5 with a walk. As they like to say, have yourself a day, young man. So with 2 outs now, this will be Sedale at the plate. Throw over to first is not in time as Lancaster dives back safely. Sedale singled, advanced on a wild pitch, and came around to score part of that 4-run bottom of the first. Pitch there, and that's going to be one. Sedale's probably going to be like, man, can't let those go by too often. So you saw him kind of shake his head as he leaned back out of the batter's box. 0-1 is the count here to Sedale, the left fielder. Snap throw to first. A little bit closer, but still not in time, as Lancaster dives back safely. That pitch, just missing outside. 1-1 now is the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, and a runner over at first. And again, the throw over, not in time. And there's a hard hit ground ball. Shortstop eats it up, throws over to second, and that will end it. So the Indians get no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. As we've played 2, ICC leads it 4-0. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this.
No runs on 1 hit and no errors, 1 man left on base.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
First American National Bank is a local bank. Our 10 locations are right here in Northeast Mississippi. Banking decisions are made locally by people who live here, and it's been that way for more than 50 years. Our involvement in the community is important to us. That's where our roots are. Technology, it changes daily, but our community is what keeps us together. If you like high-tech banking, we've got that too. Follow the flag to First American National Bank, from Iuka to Tupelo.
And welcome back now as we move to the top of the 3rd inning. It'll be the 1-2-3 batters due up here for Snead State, Fink, Rich, and Floyd.
Top of the order for Snead State, center fielder number 13, Tyler Fink.
Fink kind of caught the Indians by surprise with a quick bunt and stole the base, advanced on a wild pitch, but he was left stranded back in the first. This kid's got 3 stolen bases on the day. Quick as a hiccup. So he takes a look at that one for a strike. Austin King still on the hill here for the Indians. Sun continuing to set here in Fulton. It's been a less than Chamber of Commerce-like day at the ballpark. They're going to say he went. And 0-2 now is the count. Been a nice day sun-wise, but weather-wise, I always joke with Coach Kirk and Coach Collier. We know whenever baseball, softball season gets here because it gets cold and it starts raining. So 0-2 pitch coming. And there's strike 3. Got him looking at that one. A big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout there. Second of the game. Second time King has got someone looking at a strikeout as well. And a big out there with Fink being retired. And now up will be the second baseman, Rich.
Now up number 22, the second baseman, Jacob Rich.
Rich flew out to center field. As that pitch just missing outside for a ball. This pitch popped up and looks like it's going to get out of play. Yes, it will. Nearly going towards some fans to the left of us, but just missed. So now the count goes 1-1 here on Rich. As we said, flew out to center in his first at bat here in game 2. Big fastball, couldn't catch up with it there. That one goes for a strike. 1-2 now is the count here on the second baseman. And there's a flare out to right field. Right fielder, that's going to be trouble. As we said, anything that's hit out to the right side of the field, the way that sun's setting, have a hard time picking up the baseball, and that one was just a little shallow flare out to right that drops for a base hit for Rich, and now that'll bring up Floyd.
24, Caleb Floyd.
Floyd struck out looking in his previous at bat. So he will dig in here facing Austin King. King, quick fire over to first, no tag applied. And he's going to chunk it back over again. That's what you got to do. You got to keep this Snead State team honest over on the bags. They like to run when they get people on the bases. And that's a curveball that just did not curve enough as it catches Floyd in the arm. And that's one that hurt. I mean, you heard the loud pop up here in the ICC Foundation broadcast booth. And on a cold day like today,
now up number 7, the first baseman, Clay Stern.
You just don't want to get hit by a baseball today. Or ever, but when it's cold, it kind of just stings a little bit more. Second time that King has hit somebody with a pitch, and now this will bring up the first baseman, Stearns. 1 out, runners on first and second. We're in the top of the third inning. ICC with a 4-0 lead. That pitch just missing outside for a ball. So 1-0 is the count. There's 1 out. Runners on first and second here for the Parsons. And this pitch popped up. Right fielder going to have to rush over, makes the play. And they're going to try to tag from second to third. And he'll tag successfully. So now they'll have runners on the corners. Stearns is retired with 2 outs. So this will bring up Self, who started the second inning with a walk.
Self.
So Self will dig in. Runners on the corners. 2 outs. Indians trying to get out of this inning with no damage done. Fastball at the knees, called a strike. Well, this umpire likes the strike zone low, I guess you can say. I say that, watch, he won't call this one a strike. It'll be a carbon copy of the last pitch. And it was. And he didn't. My bad, Austin. 1-1 now is the count. That's the thing about baseball. You don't talk about no-hitters. You don't talk about anything because typically it comes back around and kind of bites you, if you will, as there's a curveball in there for a strike. 1-2 now is the count with 2 outs. And runners on the corners here for the Parsons. Runner goes. A little nubber. This is going to be a little bit of trouble here. Third baseman's going to have to hurry. Throw over is in time. Beautiful play there defensively by the Indians. 5-3 on the putout. Krieger showing out over there on the corner. Is able to get it to go, and the Indians get out of that jam with no damage done. 4-0, ICC with the lead. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this.
Crunchy Fritos, warm chili, melty cheese, all together for 99 cents. It's like real comfort food.
I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone, and these guys keep pulling me back in. Pulling me back in!
Hurry in for Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves starting at 99 cents. And try order ahead to get happy hour anytime. Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves. A Fritos chili pie. Juicy Junior Burger. Or Junior Wrap. Does all this comfort come at a price? Yes, it starts at 99 cents. Hurry in for Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
Celebrate outrageous amounts of toppings with Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest. With the most cheese and now with the most toppings at the nation's best price. Create your favorite pizza starting at $6. Pay, then express pickup at Little Caesars.
Pizza. And welcome back as we move now to the bottom of the third inning. New pitcher in the game here for Snead State. This is going to be number 3, Eli Dunn. Dunn into the contest, replacing Shiflett. And he'll be greeted to the plate by the 4, 5, 6 batters here for the Indians. Jacob Hall will lead things off here for ICC. 4-0. Indians played at 4 runs in the first. Is that pitch in there for a strike? Indians win the first game of the day, 3-2, trying to complete the sweep of the Parsons here to open the season. That pitch just a little bit too high, as we said. Umpire working with a little bit lower strike zone. Don't necessarily like those pitches that are up from time to time. 1-1 now is the count. Pitch in the dirt. 2-1 now. Goes the count here to Hall. Hall walked, advanced on a wild pitch, and scored a run back in that 4-run first inning. As this pitch popped up right side, looks like it's going to get in foul territory, but will it stay in play? No, it will not. So it goes into the bullpen. So nothing but a long strike there for Hall, even to the count now at 2-2. Indians breaking out the new white uniforms today. I heard they're from the Sandroni collection of Majestic Athletics. Is that pitch missing low? 3-2 is the count. And that pitch missing for a ball. So the second time today, Hall gets a free pass. And now they'll bring up the first baseman, Palmer.
Now, number 32, first baseman, Hayden Palmer.
Palmer will dig in with no outs and a runner over at first base. He walked, also scored a run. back in the first inning in his first at bat of the day. Pitch in the dirt, scooped up nicely that time by Lockridge. Do want to say a special hello to those that might be watching in support of Snead this afternoon. That pitch right down Broadway evens the count now at 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs. So that one missing low for a ball. And that pitch missing low, 3-1 now goes the count. Fred Emmett watching, hitting us up on Twitter. Apologize that that last name wrong. He said he wanted to hear an interview with Delvin and Tyreek in Game 2. They have actually taken off as a big swing and a miss there, but we did happen to be able to catch up with them before the game, so we'll have that interview on our YouTube channel here pretty soon. Let's Go ICC on YouTube. We'll also share it here on Twitter as well. So now the count goes full. 3-2 here to Hayden Palmer. Your first baseman, runner at first. That's Hall. And that pitch is low, so back-to-back walks. Much like what we saw last time these two guys came to the plate. And here comes Carter. Carter had a 2-run single. He advanced to second on the throw. Eventually came around to score back in the first inning. So Carter, the DH, will dig in here. Carter, the DH. Coker, the shortstop, is on deck. There's a flare down the line. If it stays fair, it's trouble, but it's going to knife foul. Well, if that one could have found a way to stay fair, that could have possibly put 2 more on the board. But instead, nothing but a long, exciting strike there on the DH Carter. He's batting in that number 6 spot. So 0-1 after that foul ball. Carter, about halfway through that swing, decided not to swing, just could not check up on it. 0-2 now is the count here to Carter. So waiting the 0-2 pitch here. Not a bad spot to miss if you couldn't get Carter to chase one that time. He held off. 1-2 now goes the count. This is done on the hill for the Parsons. Runners on first and second. There's nobody out. Bottom of the third. Breaking pitch that fell off the table just a bit too soon. Evens the count now at 2-2. They are back live over on softball on the blue channels. There's a grounder up the middle. Shortstop looks at third, didn't have a play, does go over to first in time, pitcher. So 1-3 on the put out there. Good idea to come up to look at third base. Third baseman just could not get there in enough time. So that kind of technically works almost like a sacrifice bunt on that little grounder. 1-3 on the put out for those of you scoring at home. It is scoreless in the middle of the second of the softball game over on the blue channel. I believe Rafael Henry has the call on that one. As that pitch missing high for a ball. And that one, beautiful pitch across for a strike, evens the count now at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Coker in his last at bat had a 2-run single. Would love to see that again here. 1-1 pitch coming. Just fooled on that one as the pitch goes low. Swung on a miss for a strike. 1-2 now is the count. Snead, however, would love to try to get out of this inning with no damage done. This pitch popped up. Second baseman coming in. And squeezes that one.
Are you Adam? This is from Brother Chris.
Thank you. Was able to squeeze that one for the putout. So now 2 away. So pop up to the second baseman, and now this is going to bring up Domino. Domino grounded out to second to end the first. So Domino going to try to extend this inning here with a base hit. Runners on second and third with 2 outs. Bottom of the third, ICC leading 4-0. That pitch missing low for a ball. Domino, the right fielder, if he were to reach, then it would be Ellis due up next. This pitch fouled out of play. 1-1 now is the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners on second and third. ICC leading at 4-0 here in the bottom of the third in game 2. Ooh, just missing a little low and outside. 2-1 now is the count. I think that's one of those later in the day that's called a strike, especially when it gets a little bit colder. So 2-1 now. Pitch coming. Domino rips one. It's going to get past the shortstop. 1 run will score. And 2 runs will score another. Clutch 2-out hit for the Indians. Take a look at that on the Little Caesars instant replay. A big-time hit there for Domino. Puts 2 runs on the board for the Indians.
Now for the Indians, second baseman number 27, Braden Ellis.
And ICC now goes up 6-0. And this will bring up Ellis now. So another big-time 2-out hit for the Indians. That's kind of been the story of the day for ICC in Game 1. Also, so far here in Game 2, ICC gets a 2-out. A 2-out single to score 2 runs for Domino. As that pitch just up a little bit for the umpire's liking. So 1-0 now is the count here on Ellis. Snap throw to first. Ooh, that was close, but they're going to say he got back just in time. Ellis struck out looking to start the second. Want to try to redeem himself here in this at-bat to see if he can keep this inning going. Runner goes. Throw down is not in time. Stolen base for Domino. So the Indians returning serve a little bit. We see Snead like to put a little bit of pressure on the defense. Running when they got somebody out there. Indians running with 2 outs in the inning and a stolen base there for Domino as he now moves into scoring position. A base hit to the outfield. Something down to the gap. Could score a run again here for the Indians. Ellis looks at that one for a strike. 2-1 now is the count here on Ellis, the second baseman. If he were to reach, then we'll go back to the top of the lineup and Krieger. There's a shot, and it's going to get through. They're going to ask the runners to score from second. The throw is going to be not in time. Big time hit there for Ellis. And that throw was a little up the line, might have been a little bit closer. But a great job by the Indians. Again, can't say it enough. 2-out hitting.
The Indians, the third baseman, number 15, Kyle Krieger.
So now we go back to the top of the lineup, and this will be Kyle Krieger. Krieger 0 for 2 so far here in Game 2. We're going to have a quick break in the action as the Snead State coaches want to head to the mound here. We're going to take the time out with them and be back with more right after this.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
And welcome back. 2 outs in the inning. No changes made there for Snead. So with the runner over at first base, ICC leading at 7-0 here in the bottom of the third, game 2 between ICC and Snead State. So Krieger 0 for 2. Had a good hard hit on the baseball in his last at bat, but it just came off the heel of the pitcher directly to the second baseman. He was able to throw him out over at first. See if he can redeem himself here. They're shading him in the outfield a little bit to the right side, so if he can get something over the head of the shortstop, have a chance to run for days. 2-0 is the count here to Krieger. If he were to reach, then center fielder Lancaster would be up next. There's a slow roller. Third baseman couldn't get to it. It's going to get through. Another 2-out hit there for the Indians. First hit of game 2 for Krieger. And now here comes Lancaster. Lancaster's been a tough out today for Snead. He's 2 for 2 with a double. Now he was caught stealing back in the first.
Jackson, Lancaster.
He had a single, was left stranded back in the second. ICC's hung 3 runs on the board, all 3 of those coming with 2 outs here in the inning. See if the Indians can keep things going here. They lead at 7-0. The bottom of the third, game 2 against Snead State. Lancaster looks at that one, across for a strike. Oh, 1 is the count. There's 2 away. Lancaster rips one. Right fielder can't find it. It's going to drop in front of him. And they're going to keep the runner at third. And that's going to load the bases for the Indians. Jackson Lancaster. 3 for 3 this game, 3 for 3 the last game. So he is 6 of 6 with a walk, and now this is going to bring up LeBryant Siddell. Siddell singled, scored a run back in the first, grounded out to short to end the second, so trying to redeem himself here. LB looks at that one, across for a strike. Hall is on deck. The Indians looks at that one, across for a strike. 0-2 now is the count. Hall started off this inning with a walk, came around to score. So the 0-2 pitch. Missing high and outside. Not a bad spot to miss. See if you couldn't get him to chase one out of the zone. They'll be held off, and now the count goes 1-2. So the 1-2 pitch coming. This one, a shot to center field. Center fielder, though, is going to be able to run up and make the play. Good hard hit, but just the center fielder in the right spot at the right time on that line drive. And Snead gets out of the inning. So the Indians get 3 runs on 4 hits. No errors, and 3 left on base. ICC leads at 7-0. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this.
We have 3 runs on.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you wherever you go. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC.
The longer a person has diabetes, the more likely they are to develop diabetic retinopathy. If left untreated, diabetic retinopathy can lead to blindness. That's why it's important for diabetics to have a comprehensive eye examination with dilation once a year. I'm Dr. Laurie Cagle of Cagle Eye Center in Fulton. We offer comprehensive eye exams to provide diagnosis and treatment of various eye diseases. Browse our large selection of frames available in prescription and non-prescription. Call to schedule your appointment today at Cagle Eye Center in Fulton.
With the Little Caesars mobile app, you can customize an extra most bestest pizza with the most cheese, and now with the most of any toppings for the nation's best price. It's the crowning pizza achievement. And it's true what they say, it's lonely at the top. Unless you have an extra most bestest pizza, then it's a party at the top!
Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest Pizzas, the world's easiest way to outrageous amounts of toppings, starting at $6.
Pizza. And welcome back. We do have a pitching change here. Justin Medlin entering to pitch for the Indians as he'll replace Austin King after 3 innings of work. So Austin did a good job of going 3 innings of scoreless baseball. We'll take another break and come back with the start of the top of the 4th. Actually, no, we won't, because they just threw it now, so we'll keep it here. So it'll be the 6, 7, 8 batters due up here for Snead, Bobo, Lockridge, and Hartsfield.
Now up to bat, number 19, the third baseman, Jacob Bobo.
And so he will dig in to lead things off here and greet Medlin to the contest. Medlin's first pitch, high for a ball. So 0-1 is the count. Bobo leads off the inning. Looks at that pitch across for a strike. 1-1 now is the count to Bobo, the third baseman. He popped up to shortstop in his first at bat of the day. That was back in the second inning. This one fouled back and it's going to get out of play. So 1-2 now is the count. But both these coaches using the opportunity to get a lot of arms in and see some live action today. 1-2 is the count. There's strike 3. He just reared back and chunked that one by him. That's all you can say about that one. Painted the corner for that Renaissance Bank strikeout.
Number 16 catcher, Jai Lockridge.
So now that will bring up the catcher, number 7 batter, Lockridge, coming to the plate after that Renaissance Bank strikeout for the first out of the inning. And so Lockridge, who was hit by a pitch, was erased on a fielder's choice, takes that first pitch high for a ball.
I was told to bring these in here because nobody got them.
Big swing and a miss. 1-1 now is the count, as Lockridge couldn't catch up with the fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, nobody on here. As that pitch floats high. 2-1 now is the count. This pitch foul back, and it evens the count now at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Curveball just could not quite turn in enough. Now the count goes full here to Lockridge. Hartsfield's on deck, the shortstop. He's batting in that 8 spot. So now 3-2 is the count. So Medlin trying to battle back here. 3-2 pitch coming. Popped up, right fielder. Dances around a couple of times. Now will camp underneath it. A little bit of a stretch. And squeezes it for the out. 2 away now. As this will bring up Hartsfield, the shortstop, to the plate.
2, Joseph Hartsfield.
So there's two outs. Nobody on here in the top of the 4th inning. ICC with a 7-0 lead. This pitch fouled straight back and out of play for strike 1. Well, the Indians will be back in action next Saturday, weather pending. Actually have back-to-back games, Saturday and Sunday. Wren Lake and Lakeland, both those out of Illinois coming to town. As that pitch missing outside for a ball, 1-1 now is the count. Of course, there's supposed to be a lot of rain next week, so that schedule could change as there's a flare out to center field. Center fielder going to have to go back. Now we'll jog across and get it for the out. So 3 up, 3 down. Go the Parsons in the 4th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this.
No runs, no hits, no one left on base.
At Itawamba Community College, your education is our priority. With a 20-to-1 student-teacher ratio, you will get the help that you need from your instructors. With 3 locations in Fulton, Tupelo, and Belden, ICC offers classes that will prepare you to enter almost any job field of your choice. Apply online today at apply.iccms.edu and come be a part of our ICC family. Itawamba Community College, the best start here.
First American National Bank is a local bank. Our 10 locations are right here in Northeast Mississippi. Banking decisions are made locally by people who live here. It's been that way for more than 50 years. Our involvement in the community is important to us. That's where our roots are. Technology, it changes daily, but our community is what keeps us together. If you like high-tech banking, we've got that too. Follow the flag to First American National Bank, from Iuka to Tupelo.
And welcome back. Now let's move to the bottom of the 4th inning. Should be the 4, 5, 6 batters due up here for the Indians. Hall, Palmer, and Carter.
Now up catcher number 8, Jacob Hall.
So Jacob Hall is at the plate. He's walked twice today, has scored twice today as well. Hall that time took a healthy cut, misses. 0-2 now is the count. Well, the sun is kind of snuck away behind the tree line, so should be a little bit not easy to handle because you can still lose it looking up a little bit, but not as bad as it was earlier on that right side of the field. Is that pitch missing for a ball? 1-2 now is the count. No outs. Hall, Palmer, and Carter all due up here for the Indians in the bottom of the 4th. There's a grounder right back up in the middle. Shortstop's going to charge over and lost the ball coming out of the glove, but was able to find it and gets him on a 6-3 putout for the first out of the inning. Tough play for Hartsfield. As we said, he had to come on a hard charge to get to the ball. And when he went to pull the ball out of his glove, it kind of got just caught up in his glove that time. Might have been a good thing that he had a catcher trying to run the baselines that time. Anybody else with a little bit of speed might have been able to leg that one out. So Palmer at the plate. Palmer takes a healthy chop at the first pitch he sees, comes up empty for strike 1. He has a pair of walks and has scored a pair of runs today. He's going to foul this one off, and 0-2 now is the count. Check in on softball, see how they're doing across the way. They're on the blue channel if anybody is wanting to watch. And it appears to still be scoreless. As this pitch popped up, center fielder will camp underneath it for the out. So, yeah, softball scoreless in the middle of the fourth. Looks like the Indians have had some chances to push across some runs, just haven't come up with some timely hits. So now this is going to be Carter. He had a 2-run single back in the first, part of a 4-run first inning. Takes that first pitch across for a strike. Grounded out to the pitcher in his previous at-bat. That was back in the third. A little confused on that one. Nice job of taking a little bit off of that one on the inside part of it. 0-2 now is the count. Not a bad spot to miss with the 0-2 count as it goes up a little high. 1-2 now is the count. 2 outs, nobody on here for the Indians. Bottom of the fourth inning, ICC with a 7-0 lead here in game 2. That pitch in the dirt, nobody on base to worry about. And the count evens up now at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. As that pitch, tried to just put a little bit too much on it. Low for a ball, 3-2 now is the count. If Carter is able to extend this inning, then it'll be Coker up next for the Indians. And he does. He draws a walk. And so Carter will head down to first on the free pass. So now this will bring up Coker. Coker had a 2-run single back in the first inning, popped up to second back in the third.
Now for the Indian shortstop, number 13, Brett Coker.
So now this will bring Coker to the plate, the shortstop, batting in the 7th spot for the Indians here in game 2. He swings at the first pitch he sees, pops it up, and I think it's going to get out of play. Yes, it is. So a strike there on Coker. Coker were to find a way to extend the inning here, it'll be Domino up next, the right fielder. He had a 2-run single, stole a base, and scored a run. Part of that 3-run bottom of the third inning for the Indians. Pitch low for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, and a runner over at first for the Indians. This pitch flared back out of play. 1-2 now is the count. Not sure who the Diamond Girl is, but as soon as she got back to the gate to get to the dugout, that's when the foul ball was hit back. So she just had to turn around and go right back where she came from. Pitch gets away. Runner will be able to advance. As the ball was in the dirt, so a wild pitch that time. Good job by the catcher to block it up just to get his body in front of it. I think it came off his shin guard when he did, or maybe the knee part of his shin guard. Caused it to pop further away from him, and the runner was able to get to second. So 2 outs and a runner on second here. ICC leading 7-0. There's a shot that's going to get stopped by the third baseman. Throw over is not in time. But what a stop over at third. If he doesn't make that play, that scores a run. The throw pulled the first baseman off the bag. That's going to be a hit, though, for Coker, as that was just almost a Sports Center-worthy play if he was able to get that out. So now with runners on the corner, this is going to bring up Domino. As we talked about, he had that 2-run single in his previous at-bat. He did ground out to second to end the first. So the Indians, seeing if they can still come up with some big clutch 2-out hits like they've done so far in the contest. So Domino will stand in. Looks at that pitch low for a ball. Ellis is on deck for the Indians if Domino can keep the inning going here. One ball. No strikes. There's a swinging strike at a high fastball. 1-1 now is the count. So Domino with a 1-1 count with 2 outs. Runners on the corners here for the Indians. Pops this one up. It is going to drift back far enough to get out of play. So now the count goes 1-2 here on Domino, the right fielder. Ellis, the second baseman, is on deck. Indians would love to see him come to bat here, especially if Domino can come up with his second hit of the game. A hit scores a run. They're shading him to go to the right side, so anything down, if he can get something over the head of the shortstop or something up the middle, he can run for days. You do have Coker over at first, so if he can get something down out to left center, Coker could probably go from first to third. This pitch fouled back out of play. It will stay at 2-2. Umpire having to ask for some more baseballs as he has ran out. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on the corners here for the Indians. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Indians see if they can tack on a few more insurance runs here. So waiting the 2-2 offering here from Dunn. This one fouled back. And we'll stay at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on the corners here for the Indians in the bottom of the 4th. They lead it 7-0. Domino is at the plate. Curveball, able to fight that one off and foul it out of play. And again, we'll stay at 2-2. I'm telling you, if I'm the Diamond Girl, every time she gets back to the dugout, somebody fouls it out of play, I just hang out in the parking lot for a few bats. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Runners on the corners here for the Indians. That pitch inside for a ball, 3-2 now. Goes the count. So the count goes full here on Domino. So the 3-2 pitch coming. High and inside, and that's going to be ball 4. So nice at bat that time by Domino. Fouled off 4 or 5 pitches to keep the at bat alive. And now this is going to be Ellis coming to the plate. We could have a pitching change coming up here for Snead, as there's going to be another walkout to the mound here. So we'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let's Go ICC TV. ICC leading at 7-0 here in the bottom of the 4th.
The newly formed Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi wants to make sure you are receiving the best orthopedic care possible. Our staff of 7 experienced, board-certified surgeons specialize in a specific area of the body and can treat you with the newest and latest technology available to fast-track your road to recovery. Call us for same-day appointments at 662-377-BONE and come see us at Gloucester Creek Village in Tupelo. At the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our specialty is you.
You could say it's about the clubs. You could say it's about the ball. You could even say it's about the course or the weather. But what it really comes down to is consistency and hard work. Over and over and over again. At Renaissance, we understand consistency. We understand hard work. Most importantly, we understand you. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
With the Little Caesars mobile app, you can customize an extra most bestest pizza with the most cheese, and now with the most of any toppings for the nation's best price. It's the crowning pizza achievement. And it's true what they say, it's lonely at the top. Unless you have an extra most bestest pizza, then it's a party at the top!
Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest Pizzas, the world's easiest way to outrageous amounts of toppings, starting at $6. Pizza.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We do have that Little Caesars pitching change. Tolbert will enter here for Snead State. He's going to throw a lot of breaking pitches. Got some wicked curve on his curveball. So he's trying to get out of this inning as the Indians lead it 7-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. Ellis will come to the plate. And ICC will have bases loaded with 2 outs. 2 outs hitting has been clutch for the Indians today. Ellis is going to try to come up with it again here. He had an RBI single in his previous at-bat, did strike out looking in his first at-bat to start the second. So ICC trying to see if they can get that merry-go-round a spinning here with 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth. Ellis looks at that first pitch, missing low for a ball. You got Carter, who walked, advanced on a wild pitch. Coker singled, he's at second. Domino over at first, who walked. That pitch missing outside. (2-0) is the count here to Ellis. Ellis, ground ball. Second baseman bobbles it and bobbles it again, and that's going to score a run. That's an error. And the Indians were able to cash in on that one there. As Carter was able to come in and score.
Now for the Indians, number 15, Kyle Krieger.
And now we go back to the top of the lineup here. This is going to be Krieger coming to the plate. So that error gives the Indians an 8-0 lead. Kyle singled in his previous at-bat. He's 1 for 3 this afternoon. Looking at that pitch. That pitch a little low for a ball. 2 outs, bases loaded. 1-0 is the count. Krieger chases this one, fouls it back out of play. 1-1 now. Goes the count here on Krieger, the third baseman. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. If Krieger were to reach, then Lancaster would be on deck. And if you're the Parsons right now, that's not who you want to see. This pitch foul back. 1-2 now is the count. If you're just now joining us, if you're wondering why I'm saying that, well, Jackson Lancaster's been taking BP all day. 6 for 6 with a walk. So 1-2 now is the count here on Krieger. Krieger, hard hit ground ball, shortstop gets it, and he's going to toss it over to get out of the inning. As ICC gets 1 run on 1 hit and an error and leaves 3 on the bags. We'll take a break. ICC leads at 8-0. Back with more right after this.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
Crunchy Fritos, warm chili, melty cheese, all together for 99 cents. Like real comfort food.
Trying to get out of my comfort zone, and these guys keep pulling me back in. Pulling me back in!
Hurry in for Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves starting at 99 cents. And try order ahead to get happy hour anytime. Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves. A Fritos chili pie. Juicy Junior Burger. Or Junior Wrap. Does all this comfort come at a price? Yes, it starts at 99 cents. Hurry in for Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves.
And welcome back to action, ladies and gentlemen. 8-0. ICC with the lead as we move to the top of the 5th inning.
Now for the Parsons, number 11, the left fielder, Nate Sanderson.
So this will be the number 9 1-2 batters due up here. Sanderson 0 for 1 with a ground out to the pitcher. to end the second will start us off here in the top of the fifth. Swings on the first pitch he sees, fouls it out of play for strike one. Well, we opened the window a little bit there between innings, and I tell you what, folks, it is cold outside. Not that I need to tell anybody that. If you're watching, you're obviously, hopefully watching from the comfort of your home. As that pitch missing for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. We're going to try to have as many baseball and softball games as we can get to this time of year. As that pitch missing high and inside for ball two. Of course, with basketball season upon us and then also the playoffs starting in a couple of weeks, we're going to be all over the place. So if we can't make it to a broadcast, we'll try to have Twitter updates. You can follow us on Twitter at Let's Go ICC as that pitch across for a strike makes it a 2-2 count now. So 8-0 is your score. We're in the top of the fifth. As that pitch just a bit outside, 3-2 now is the count. Where if you're an ICC fan or if you're just ready to go home, you'd love to see a 3-up, 3-down inning, and then the Indians pop 2 runs on the board in the bottom of the fifth. Call it a day. There's a hard hit ball up the middle. Shortstop gets to it. Throw across the way. What a play! That's going to be a nominee for our Renaissance Bank What a Play Wednesday. Great range over there at shortstop. Was able to get it, throw it. That wasn't even close. Thought it was going to be a bang-bang play, but got him by a step and a half.
Parsons, number 13, the center fielder, Tyler Fink.
So now that will bring up Tyler Fink with 1 out and nobody on. So 1 out and nobody on. Fink will stand in, takes that first pitch high for a ball. Fink had a single, actually was a surprise bunt single, stole the base, advanced on a wild pitch, but was left stranded over at third in the first. Takes that pitch across, up a little too high for a ball. 2-0 is the count. He also struck out looking. And that pitch high. 3-0 now is the count here to Fink. That's not the guy you want in the bags if you're the Indians. That kid is quicker than Walt Flanagan's dog. As he stands in and takes that one for a strike. 3-1 now is the count. And there's a walk. So Fink will get on with the free pass. 1-1 is your score, middle of the fifth. Jackson State and ICC in softball. That's over on the Blue Channel. ICC trying to find a way to avoid the sweep of Jackson State. They swept Jackson State in Tennessee last weekend. Struggling today. That pitch up high for a ball. Indians do have a couple of guys getting loose in the bullpen right now. So 1-0 is the count here to the second baseman, Rich. He singled his last time up, flew out to center. And his first at bat, snap throw over to first, was not in time. Good job over there at first base, though, by Palmer. He had to kind of hop over the diving back base runner, Fink. Avoid stepped on him. So 1-0 is the count. Medlin is on the hill here for the Indians. Fastball couldn't catch up with it, swinging strike. 1-1 now is the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, and a runner over at first for Snead State. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Snap throw over. Kind of just a little delayed snap, make him get back. Keeping him honest over there. Fink has 3 stolen bases on the day. So the 1-1 pitch, runner showed going, swung on and missed for strike 2. So 1-2 now is the count here to Rich. So 1-2 now is the count. 1 out. Runner at first. This pitch popped up. Palmer's going to chase over, but I think he's going to run out of real estate. Yes, he is, as that one gets to foul territory and gets out of play. So 1-2 now is still your count after that foul ball. 1 out. Runner over at first. Indians leading at 8-0. We're in the top of the 5th of Game 2 between ICC and Snead State. Swung on and missed for strike 3. First base was not open. And that is the second Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game for Justin Medlin. And now this will be the right fielder Floyd coming to bat here with 2 outs and a runner at first. This pitch, foul back, out of play for strike 1. Well, basketball will be in action Monday. That'll be at Mississippi Delta with a pair of division games. Then they'll be back home Thursday against, I think, Kahoma. You can watch that game on the Red Channel, starting with the Davis Ford pregame show coming your way at 5:20. Oh, nice job taking something off of that one, way ahead of the pitch there. 0-2 now is the count. Of course, if you're in the area, would like to come to the basketball game, 5:30 opening tip. It'll also be available on ESPN 95.1 The Fan. So 0-2 now is the count. 2 away. And there's strike 3. Got him looking at that one. Back-to-back Renaissance Bank strikeouts.
No runs, no hits.
And the Indians
No errors,
get out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on base. ICC leads at 8-0 as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning, where we'll take a break and be back with more right after this.
Student involvement is a top priority here at Itawamba Community College.
If you want to be involved with student government, then the Student Government Association is the place for you.
If you have a stellar GPA, then Phi Theta Kappa is for you.
If you're interested in the diverse culture of our campus population, then the Diversity Club is for you.
If you're interested in leadership and service, then Indian Delegation is for you.
If you're majoring in computer programming or computer networking, then CPNA, the Computer Programming Networking Association, is for you.
If you're interested in good conversations and free lunch on Thursdays, then the Wesley Foundation is for you.
Our health science programs also have specific organizations for those majors.
Student Activities is excited to bring you new opportunities here at the ICC Tupelo campus.
Whatever your passion may be, we have a place for you.
This video is brought to you by Phi Theta Kappa, Beta Chi Sigma, Tupelo campus.
My burger goes best with mustard.
Ketchup and mustard.
Grass-fed beef. No, corn-fed. On the grill.
Nah, flat top.
Iceberg lettuce.
Nah, arugula.
Jalapeno.
No way. Avocado, dude.
Medium rare. Gotta be well done. Brioche.
Sesame seeds.
American cheese.
Cheddar.
Can I have a turkey burger? What? Turkeys are for Thanksgiving, man. I like my burger with the Coke.
I'll agree to that. Strictly with the Coke.
Only with the Coke.
Coke and a burger. Come on.
All right.
That's where you get the flavor.
And welcome back as Jackson Lancaster will start things off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Takes that first pitch for a strike from Tolbert. 8-0 is your score. ICC with the lead here in the bottom of the 5th, Game 2 against Snead State. Breaking pitch across for a strike, and 0-2 now is the count. If you're just now joining us, the Indians picked up a 3-2 win in the first game of the day. So 0-2 pitch. Set up on the outside, see if he couldn't get him to chase one. Good eye that time by Lancaster. 1-2 now is the count. And again, trying to see if he can get him to chase one after getting a couple of strikes on that outside corner. Good eye shown by Lancaster, even with the count now at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs, and nobody on as Jackson is leading us off here in the bottom of the 5th. Lancaster swings on this one. And for the first time today, Lancaster is retired. 6 of 7 for a walk. Well, excuse me, with a walk. So 6 of 7 with a walk. Come on, Jackson.
Now for the Indians, left fielder number 18, LeBryant Sedell.
So this will bring LeBryant Sedell to the plate. Of course, I say that with heavy sarcasm. A great day at the plate for Lancaster. As Sedale stands in, takes his first pitch low for a ball. So we go to the Sandroni stat crew and says that it is, what, 875 on base? StatCast being brought to you by Ray Sandroni. So 2-0 is the count now with one out here to LB. There's a hard hit ball out to center field, but man, just hit it a little too hard as the center fielder was able to race over and get that. Back-to-back hits like that for LB as he's been on the ball today. Just been the tough luck as he's hit it. Played a little Adam ball today. Hit him Adam all day. So with 2 away now, this is going to bring up the catcher, Jacob Hall. 0 for 1 with a pair of walks. He has scored twice. So Hall will try to extend this inning here for the Indians in the 5th. Ground ball, second baseman has it. Gloves, throws high. So they will make a short hop on the catch. And 4-3 on the putout. So the Indians go quietly there in the bottom of the 5th inning. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
The newly formed Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi wants to make sure you are receiving the best orthopedic care possible. Our staff of 7 experienced, board-certified surgeons specialize in a specific area of the body and can treat you with the newest and latest technology available to fast-track your road to recovery. Call us for same-day appointments at 662-377-BONE and come see us at Gloucester Creek Village in Tupelo. At the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our specialty is you.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
With the Little Caesars mobile app, you can customize an extra most bestest pizza with the most cheese, and now with the most of any toppings for the nation's best price. It's the crowning pizza achievement. And it's true what they say, it's lonely at the top. Unless you have an extra most bestest pizza, then it's a party at the top!
Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest Pizzas, the world's easiest way to outrageous amounts of toppings, starting at $6. Pizza.
So actually have a new batter coming up after that.
We have a pinch hitter, number 21, Dylan Cook.
So this will be Cook coming to the plate. So we do have a change there. That was a walk issued to Stern in that previous at-bat. I forgot to unmute my microphone, so I was talking to nobody that time. It's been a long day. Opening day. I'm just echoing everything Ray says, or Roy Sandroni says from now on. Check swing, foul ball, strike one. Well, as we said, baseball will be back in action next weekend. Doubleheader on Saturday, doubleheader on Sunday. Pending weather, how things go there. As pitch in the dirt, and the runner's going to be able to advance without a throw. So Smith, as we said, just making his first appearance on the college level. Probably just needs to take a deep breath here. Nerves settling in. Beautiful breaking pitch that time across for a strike. So Cook at the plate. Looks at that one, missing low for a ball. Two balls, two strikes, no outs, and a runner at second. That's Stearns, who walked and advanced on a wild pitch. There's a ground ball, and it's going to find its way through. And that's going to be a base hit there. Now Snead will have runners on the corners. Not really a hard hit ball that time, just perfectly placed as it snuck its way through.
Now for the Parsons, the third baseman, number 19, Jacob Bobo.
This will be Jacob Bobo now coming to the plate. Third baseman's 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout. He struck out looking back in the fourth, part of a 3-up, 3-down inning there. He also popped up to shortstop in the second. Slaps that one foul for strike one. So 0-1 is the count. No outs, runners on the corners here for the Parsons. That pitch missing low. 1-1 now is the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs. Runners on the corners for the Parsons. ICC leads it 8-0. Nice curveball, finds its way across for a strike. 1-2 now is the count. This is Smith, who replaced Medlin. And this one fouled back off the helmet of the catcher. So 1-2 stays the count after that foul ball. Not a whole lot of chatter out of the crowd or the dugouts right now. I think everybody's just focusing on staying warm. As that pitch missing low, 2-2 now is the count. Two balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Runners on the corners here for Snead as they're trying to spark a little bit of a rally here late in the contest. Top of the 6th. And they're going to say he went. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, all that was the fact that it's an 8-0 ball game. It's cold and that umpire is ready to go home. That was not close. Yeah, he didn't swing.
Now up for the Parsons, the catcher, number 16, Jai Lockridge.
They said he swung, but he did not. So, yep, that's just a late in the evening cold strikeout brought to you by Renaissance Bank. As that pitch missing low for a ball. 1 out now. Runners still on the corners here for Snead State. This is Lockridge, the catcher. He was hit by a pitch in his first at bat, flew out to right in his previous at bat. Looks at that pitch low for ball 2. So 2-0 is the count, 1 out. So 2-0 pitch coming from Smith. Struggling just kind of locate that fastball as he's going low, just can't quite get it up enough in the zone. 3-0 now is the count here at Lockridge. So you got to think with Lockridge at the plate, he'll probably be taking the whole way on this 3-0 count. And he is. And that's a strike. 3-1 now is the count here to Lockridge. He's batting in that 7th spot. Hartsfield, the shortstop, is up next. 3-1 now. And that one missing low for a ball. Kind of had to hold off on that one for a second as the umpire kind of stood up quickly, but called it a ball. So now bases are loaded here for the Parsons, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Hartsfield.
Shortstop number 2, Joseph Hartsfield.
He is 0 for 2 on the day. He did reach on a fielder's choice, but was left stranded back in the 2nd and flew out to center to end the 4th. So there's 1 out now. Bases loaded here for the Parsons. They trail 8-0 in the top of the 6th inning. That pitch missing low. Smith getting a little frustrated as he thinks he's getting that zone, but the umpire's been pretty consistent on not calling him that low. He has called him low today, but has been pretty consistent with the low strike zone, and just Smith can't quite get it up enough. As this pitch, a flare out to right field, this should be deep enough to score a run. Or no, excuse me, the right fielder couldn't get to it, lost it in the lights. Tried to throw it to second, ball got away. And so that will be a single for Hartsfield, an RBI as well. So a hit there and a run scored makes it an 8-1 contest. Yeah, that was just a tough ball. You look up in the lights, you can lose it pretty easy out there, and try to make the diving effort, but still came up a little bit short of getting near the ball. And so now with 1 out, bases are still loaded.
Now up for the Parsons, left fielder number 11, Nate Sanderson.
There's a shot past a diving first baseman. Infield was in that time. And now Snead getting it going. Back-to-back hits. And that's another RBI as Cook comes across to score. And they go back to the top of the order here, and now it's 8-2. Well, in JUCO baseball, we see some crazy things happen. And we're going to have a quick visit to the mound here by Coach Ernest. Let's take a quick timeout. Hear a word from Coke. Back with more right after this.
My burger goes best with mustard.
Ketchup and mustard.
Grass-fed beef. No, corn-fed. On the grill.
Now, flat top.
Iceberg lettuce.
Nah, arugula.
Jalapeno.
No way. Avocado, dude.
Medium rare. Gotta be well done. Brioche.
Sesame seeds.
American cheese.
Cheddar.
Can I have a turkey burger? What? Turkeys are for Thanksgiving, man. I like my burger with the Coke.
I'll agree to that. Strictly with the Coke.
Only with the Coke.
Coke and a burger. Come on.
All right.
That's where you get the flavor.
And welcome back. No change made by the Indians. Bases loaded with 1 out. 8-2, ICC with the lead. Pitch blocked up nicely that time by Hall. Back-to-back singles, one by Hartsfield, one by Sanderson, and now we're back to the top of the lineup with Fink, the center fielder. He walked his last time up, was left stranded. Did strike out looking and had a single and a stolen base. And was left stranded back in scoring position all the way back in the first inning. That pitch across for a strike. 1-1 now is the count here on Fink. If Fink were to reach, then it would be Rich Up the Indians. I've called for it a couple of times today. Let's do it this time. Let's turn the Little Caesars double play to get out of this inning with minimum damage done. There's a ground ball. Gets right past the shortstop. And another hit. So the hits continue here for Snead, as that was a single that's going to score Lockridge, and it's now an 8-3 contest.
Now up second baseman.
So this is going to bring up Rich, the second baseman.
Number 22, Jacob Rich.
He struck out swinging, had a single, and flew out to center. Indians have two guys up in the bullpen getting loose right now. And a swing and a miss. That time from Rich. Like he got about, as soon as he started his swing, decided he didn't want to go after that one, just couldn't stop. Misses. 0-1 now is the count. And this one's going to get away. Runner thought about going from third. Hall did a good job of just finding a piece of that one that time to be able to keep it from going all the way to the backstop. Runner decided to stay over at third base. 1-1 now is the count. Curveball. Popped up out to right field. Right fielder drifts back and makes the catch. It will tag the runner from third to score, and the runner from second will go to third, so that will be a sacrifice fly. And an RBI there for Rich. Hartfield comes around to score, and it's now 8-4 with two outs.
Right fielder Caleb Floyd.
Well, the Indians surrendered the run. They just did not want to allow the runner from first to second, as they did get the out. So now this will be the right fielder Floyd. He is 0 for 2 and was hit by a pitch. He struck out twice. So Smith trying to find his way out of this inning. Ball gets away, and the runner was gone on the pitch. And Hall has been busy behind the plate this inning. Once again, did a good job of just keeping that one remotely close in front of him to keep the runner over at third base. This pitch popped back and out of play. Well, the Parsons have a lot of speed on the bases right now. Anything down to the outfield will probably score 2 runs. There's 2 outs, though, if the Indians can find a way to get out of this inning with minimum damage done. Ground ball to the shortstop. Throws over, and it's in time for the out. Score that one 6-3. Had to make a little bit of a stretch over there to get the out. Umpire a little bit of late call, but did call it for that third out of the inning. So Snead gets 4 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this.
At Itawamba Community College, your education is our priority. With a 20-to-1 student-teacher ratio, you will get the help that you need from your instructors. With 3 locations in Fulton, Tupelo, and Belden, ICC offers classes that will prepare you to enter almost any job field of your choice. Apply online today at apply.iccms.edu and come be a part of our ICC family. Itawamba Community College, the best start here.
First American National Bank is a local bank. Our 10 locations are right here in Northeast Mississippi. Banking decisions are made locally by people who live here. It's been that way for more than 50 years. Our involvement in the community is important to us. That's where our roots are. Technology, it changes daily, but our community is what keeps us together. If you like high-tech banking, we've got that too. Follow the flag to First American National Bank, from Iuka to Tupelo.
And welcome back. Parsons put a 4 spot on the board in the top of the 6th. And there's going to be a hit.
Number 32, Hayden Palmer for the Indians.
Palmer didn't even give us time to let us know who was at the bat that time. Palmer came up and ripped a single out there to left. And we're going to have a new batter in here for ICC. This will be Herring coming to the plate.
Fifth inning for the Indians, number 3, Denari Herring.
So Denari Herring coming in place of Carter, who was the DH. So a runner over at first base. That was Palmer, who singled to left on the first pitch he saw. The Talbert was ready to go. Herring was ready to go. The catcher was ready to go. And then Talbot realized the home plate umpire wasn't in position. Herring looks at that pitch, low and inside for a ball. 1-0 now is the count. Remind you, if you're watching Tuesday night, we will have the ICC Most Beautiful pageant here on the Red Channel. That's coming your way at 7 o'clock. I will not be broadcasting that for anybody that's wondering. I will just be streaming that. Yes, I will. You and I will have our post-pageant show. Pre-pageant show. 1-1 is the count. No outs. Runner at first here for the Indians. They lead 8-4. Herring looks at that one. Ball gets away. Nicely blocked up that time by the catcher. So 2-1 is the count. They're shading here a little bit to the left side out there in center field, so a pretty big gap if he can get something over the head of the second baseman. Tried to show bunt and fouls it back. Worse for wear for the catcher that time, as the home plate umpire going to do a good job of just walking the ball out to the pitcher to give the catcher a little bit of time to catch his breath. He'll probably come back and wipe off the plate, and he will. And 2-2 now is the count. So 2-2 count. Runner at first, no outs here for the Indians in the bottom of the sixth. This one fouled off out of play, and we'll stay at 2-2. So we stay at 2-2. Ripped, and oh, they're going to turn two. Oh, nope, they're not. So a break there for the Indians as Herring was robbed of a base hit on a nice play, and the first baseman just dropped the ball over at first, so they could have turned two.
Now for the Indians, number 13, shortstop Brett Coker.
So now Coker will come to the plate with one out and a runner at first, and the Indians caught a gift on that one. This pitch lifted high out to center field. Center fielder's going to jog over and make the play. Sounded good off the bat. Just on a night like tonight, you really got to touch one to get it out of the ballpark. So now with two away, this is going to be Domino coming to the plate. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. He's got 2 RBIs, a stolen base, and a run scored. So the Indians want to try to extend this inning here. Lady Mo, she's wearing a little blue and gray right now as that pitch missing low and outside. As Snead put a 4 spot on the board in the top part of the inning. Trying to get out of this one with no damage done to see if they can get back to the plate. This one lifted. Right fielder should be able to go over and make the play, and he will. And that'll do it. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We head to the 7th. ICC leading it 8-4. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
Crunchy Fritos, warm chili, melty cheese, all together for 99 cents. It's like real comfort food.
I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone, and these guys keep pulling me back in. Pulling me back in!
Hurry in for Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves starting at 99 cents. And try order ahead to get happy hour anytime. Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves. A Fritos chili pie. Juicy Junior Burger. Or Junior Wrap. Does all this comfort come at a price? Yes, it starts at 99 cents. Hurry in for Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves.
The longer a person has diabetes, the more likely they are to develop diabetic retinopathy. If left untreated, diabetic retinopathy can lead to blindness. That's why it's important for diabetics to have a comprehensive eye examination with dilation once a year. I'm Dr. Laurie Cagle of Cagle Eye Center in Fulton. We offer comprehensive eye exams to provide diagnosis and treatment of various eye diseases. Browse our large selection of frames available in prescription and non-prescription. Call to schedule your appointment today at Cagle Eye Center in Fulton.
With the Little Caesars mobile app, you can customize an extra most bestest pizza with the most cheese, and now with the most of any toppings for the nation's best price. It's the crowning pizza achievement. And it's true what they say, it's lonely at the top. Unless you have an extra most bestest pizza. Then it's a party at the top!
Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest Pizzas, the world's easiest way to outrageous amounts of toppings, starting at $6.
Pizza. And welcome back as we move now to the top of the 7th inning. 8-4 ICC with the lead. New pitcher in the game is going to be Grant Johnson. First pitch lifted out to right field. Right fielder's going to jog back, changes over, and makes it for out number 1. Well, that's what you like if you're Grant. 1 pitch, 1 out. That's what we like to call doing work. And so now up will be Cook.
Now up number 21, Dylan Cook.
He singled, scored a run back in that 4-run top of the 6th inning. Luckily for the Indians, they had runs to spare as they were up 8-0 before that 4-run inning. And Cook, guess it went by him. I thought it hit him, but he never headed down to first base, and the umpire never told him to. So that's a ball. That pitch hangs up high, 2-0 now is the count here to Cook. And, that pitch apparently just a little bit too low for the umpire's liking. 3-0 now is the count. Bobo on deck. And I don't know. I don't know where that pitch was. Looked pretty good, but called a ball. So that will be 4 straight pitches and a runner on with 1 out now.
Now up third baseman, number 19, Jacob Bobo.
So 1 out and a runner at first base. This is going to be Bobo, who is 0 for 3 here in game 2 with a pair of strikeouts. And that pitch called a strike. So that one looked low compared to the last pitch. Either way it goes, 0-1 now is the count here to Bobo. And that one across for a strike. 0-2 now is the count here to the third baseman, batting in that 6th spot. Cook over at first. He drew a 4-pitch walk with 1 out in the inning. And that was a wild pitch. Runner will go to second. Johnson just tried to put a little bit too much extra on that one that time. And in the dirt for a ball. One and 2. The count here to Bobo. And that one in the dirt as well. Let's check on softball, see what they've got going over there. They're in their second game against Jackson State. Lost the first one today, trying to rally to earn a split. And that one misses for a ball. So softball gets it in walk-off fashion in game 2. They win 2-1. There's a dribbler to the shortstop. Shortstop comes up, charges, throws it over in time for the out. 6-3 on the putout for the second out of the inning. Joanna Vasquez. JoJo hits a walk-off single to left to score Maddie Miney and give the Indians the game 2 victory over Jackson State. 2-1 was that final, so an exciting one there over on the blue channel. If you're switching from the blue channel to the red channel, we're trying to wrap up things here in game 2. See if the Indians can hold on to pull off the sweep of Snead State. They won 3-2 in the first game of the day. They've got 2 outs here in the top of the 7th, leading 8-4. That pitch missing low for a ball. So waiting the 2-0 pitch here. That one across for a strike. 2-1 now is the count. So 2-1 pitch coming. Couldn't catch up with the fastball. Nice job that time by Johnson to blow it by him. 2-2 now is the count with 2 outs. ICC trying to close the door on this one. Awaiting the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. And that will do it. ICC completes the sweep with an 8-4 victory here in game 2. As that's going to do it for today's broadcast on Let's Go ICC TV. Baseball will be back in action next Saturday when they host Wren Lake, and then they'll be back in action also on Sunday against Lakeland. That'll be Sunday. Just in case there is any rain that comes up, you want to be sure and follow us on Twitter or visit letsgoicc.com for any changes possible in the future. So ICC gets to sweep 3-2, 8-4 of Snead to open up the season here in Fulton. It's been Adam Gore for letsgoicctv.com. We'll see you next